Better is the word used for comparison between two options. And you can never get it wrong. When you're planning, it's always towards how you get better in fashion, in whatever aspect of fashion business model you have chosen to adopt. So on today's show, I'm Jaquette Soluanisetro, and you're highly welcome. I'm a Nigerian-based fashion instructor slash entrepreneur. I've been in the fashion space for over 10 years right now, or thereabout. And today we're gonna be discussing ready-to-wear versus bespoke tailoring. Which is better? Which is more profitable? Which is suitable for you? I want you to grab a cup of coffee and sit down and let's go through the discussion together. I'm so sure that at the end of this discussion, you're going to decide for yourself which is your preferable choice. And you know, I like doing this definition of terms. We have the word ready to wear, which the short form is RTW, which is also called RTO or off the rack. These ready to wears are divided into three different dimensions. We have made to measure, made to order, and we have the ready to wear itself. Ready to wears are fashion items, either clothing or shoes that are made for you just to come and pick them without any adjustments and they're okay to your size. So the made to order is usually a term used for shoes, in which you have the option, is a form of ready to wear, in which you have the option of choosing the form of leather you want, the colors of the shoes and all like. So you just make an order on that ready to wear. It's just an advancement on the real RTW. Then we have the made to measure. As the name implies, made to measure is a form of ready to wear in which the client's measurement is taken and a standard pattern is adjusted to the client's measurements. Please take note of this. It's not that the pattern is made for you from the scratch. No, we have the standard pattern in made to order. What the doors do is that they'll just pick a pattern that is ready and they'll take the client's measurement and adjust that pattern to the client's measurement. So made to measure. So it's a little bit above the normal RTW, normal ready to wear. Bespoke or bespoke tailoring or custom made. These are garments that are made particularly from scratch for a client based on the client's detailed specification. Your everything, the pattern is just for you. It's not an adjusted pattern. And that's it. Those are the different terminologies we want to describe. So today, now let's go to the real discussion. As a fashionista, as a fashion entrepreneur, or as somebody that is really crazy about fashion, you're a fashion client that is really crazy about fashion, which is preferable to you? Or which do you prefer? Is it the ready to wear or the bespoke tailoring? The comparison we're making today between ready to wear and bespoke tailoring, it's based on my own world of experiences. I started out, and please, I would like you to comment in the comment section below. It's not a one-way thing. Tell me of your experiences. Tell me of what more you want to know from me and learn from me, and let's keep the discussion rolling. So when I started out with my husband, we started out with what? Bespoke tailoring. What actually prompted us into this was my husband has his size is not really available most times. You know, we are into shoes. We have Cetro's shoes. We make our shoes and his suits also because of his height and all the likes. So we just started out and he started making for himself, and people would say, this is lovely, make for me, when he was in the banking sector and all the likes. So we started out with that, and we're making bespoke, and bespoke really adds money in it. That's one thing. So that was how we started out with. But right now, as I'm talking to you, we are not just like into bespoke only. We are really diversified. We are into bespoke. We are into ready to wear. And for us at Cetro Fashion, Cetro Zone of Fashion, Cetro Fashion School, we don't really segregate because we have our strengths in most of each of these segments. So today, I'd like you to discover your own strength if you can combine both. So bespoke tailoring, ready to wear, which is more preferable for you, which is more profitable, and which is more advisable for you. Consider this on the number one point that I'll be saying is what you have to consider to decide on this is your passion and your time. your passion, and your time. So important. As a person, I told you we started out because of our passion. My husband had real passion for fashion. I must tell you, if you don't have passion for fashion, don't ever think of fashion or even bespoke tailoring at all. I must be sincere with you, because bespoke has its own form of ethics. But if you are cut out for it, you're going to be good at it. So he has passion for it. He was really canvassing me into this passion. You see, you have to do this, you have to learn it, you have to. And you know that passion has a way of keeping your drive, of keeping you ahead of whatever challenges you face. I remember my husband, even when I had my first baby, I learned from different sources. I learned from different instructors. My own type of learning is a form of great learning. Let me say it that way. So I'll just say, for the sake of love, I have to know it. I have to say, he brought the passion into me. I must confess that today. He brought the passion for fashion into me. This is a real life story, I'm telling you. And when I had the passion, it became easy. If you don't have passion for it, don't go into it, please. It's really frustrating without passion. Bespoke tailoring. Because by the time you're done with this right now, somebody is going to tell you the under bust is looking upward. Why is it like this? It's shooting out. This shoulder is like this. The hips is not, see how it is. It's bulging, it's tight. If you're not cut out for that, you're not going to be able to cope. So, as in, we just started with that bespoke tailoring. So, one thing you have to consider is, do you have passion for it? That passion will keep you going. Whatever challenges you face, do you know, most times, let me be truthful to you and honest and down to earth. In bespoke tailoring, you even lose most times, because it's all about the image of your business. And it's all about where the price point category, where your business lies. We at Central Zone of Fashion, or Central Fashion School, we have this image that we have real after sales service. Whatever we make for you, till 100%, if it's not okay, you can return it, and we do everything for you. We've made shoes for our clients before, expensive shoes, and it was not okay. We took everything, we returned everything, and even clothes. So that's it. And there are bespoke tailoring that you just be into, and you just blow. You know, people like that word. You just blow. Bespoke tailoring. And let me tell you one thing again. We're still going to get to that about pricing. Yes, about pricing. That's another factor you consider. So bespoke tailoring, it's really expensive, because the time that you're going to use to make 10 ready-to-wears, you're still going to be on one bespoke tailoring. So you have to factor in that price. So my candid advice is, if you have real passion for fashion and you have real time at your disposal, I said time, passion, and time. If you have real passion for fashion and you have time at your disposal, you can go for the bespoke tailoring, because it's time consuming. You measure the clients. There is real after sales service in bespoke tailoring. The client has the right to come back and say the armhole is not okay, the neckline is not okay, any part is not okay, and you have to adjust it. Yes, adjustment is part of it, and they're not going to pay extra for it. So you would have inculcated that into your pricing model at the start. Do you understand? It's a pity that most fashionistas nowadays, most especially in Africa, they don't really know how to price themselves when it comes to this bespoke tailoring. That's why you see some persons still making clothes for 1,000, for crying out loud. Are you worth? And they are just, they make clothes for maybe 5,000, as in, I said, I don't make that. It's not pride or anything, but it's about you. If you really want to deliver, if there's any challenge on that clothes, you are still going to take it, but look at the hours you're going to spend adjusting. Adjustment is even far more difficult than just the normal sewing. So you take cognizance of that. So if you want to go for bespoke tailoring, be sure that you have adequate time at your disposal and you have real passion for it. So on the other hand, if you want to go for ready to wear, so what would determine maybe you're going for ready to wear or bespoke tailoring is your passion and time. So passion also applies for ready to wear. Some persons just like that. They like, most ready to wear are not really these tightly fitted ones. They are just like one size fits all, but unique designs, special designs, and except for some that still like to make like all these on the bust cut ones. Do you understand? So at your disposal, if you don't have too much time at your disposal, but you have passion for fashion, you can go for ready to wear. Yes, mark my words. Let me know your own view. That's my own view. If you don't have enough time at your disposal, but you have real passion for fashion, then it's okay for you to go to ready to wear. Do you know why? Once you make the garments, they'll be on the rack. You just have, all you need is what? Your salesperson to be there always, and you have your CCTV camera to monitor them. We still come to all that and everything in place. You are not always required to be there, but for bespoke tailoring, you have to be there. You have to watch what your workers are doing. You have to watch, you have to attend to your clients, because nobody really, do you understand? You have to build that relationship with your clients, and you have to make sure you monitor what your workers are doing. You see some places, their boss will be so okay, but the workers are nothing to write home about. They'll be pushing up the customers. You're going out sourcing for clients, then their character, they don't have good interpersonal relative skills. They don't have customer relative abilities. When they come, they will shout at the customer. They'll shout at your client. Do you think that person is a fool? When I say, you're shouting at me and you think I'll come back the next day. Thank you very much. Eshe, you see me the next time. So that's number one. I think I've done justice to this first point. So let me know what you view about it. And for clients that want to choose, maybe fashion clients, those that are really into fashion, what determines what you buy is maybe you're going to go for bespoke or wear or ready to wear is what. It's also the time available. Maybe you just have a day to or an event and you don't really have a great design and you just go for ready to wear. But if you have time at your disposal and you have the money, you go for real bespoke tailoring. So number two, I know we like this number two. Number two factor you have to consider before choosing either bespoke tailoring or ready to wear is what? Money. Say it again. Kudi, ego, owo. Those are all the languages we call money in Nigeria here, West Africa, the globe. So money, that's your cost. The money available to you at your disposal, that's your setup capital, your running capital, will determine which of the two business models that you will be able to run perfectly. To be sincere with you, to run a ready-to-wear fashion label is very expensive, costlier than that of a bespoke tailoring. Let me explain to you why. If you just have your setup capital, your running capital, that you just have your machines, you have your equipment in place, you have your what's it called, your workspace, you have the basic salary for your workers, you can start with your bespoke tailoring. The money you have at your disposal, it's going to determine to a great extent which of the business models you'll be able to run successfully. If you have enough money to cover all your expenses and you still have enough money to buy enough materials and pay all your workers, and yet still be able to manage when sales have not come for those your fabrics, for those your garments, then you can go for ready to wear, because ready to wear is really expensive. But if you just have the basic costs, running costs and setup costs, you can start with your bespoke tailoring. How do I mean? You have your machines, you have your plates, you have your workers, then you have your little running capital. You can start with your bespoke tailoring. How? Because when your clients come, they're going to give you their fabrics and they're going to pay upfront. That's another thing I've seen on this side of the continent. Some clients will just come, dump their clothes, expect you to make them, and they don't give you any upfront. You are not obliged to make sure you do their clothes. It's not by force, because working as a bespoke tailor is so stressful. Your back, before you cut, before you stitch, and you're done. And some people, I learned my lessons the hard way. Let me tell you, I had some clients, they will come as if they are big people, and they'll say, okay, do it. And maybe the first time they paid, and the next time they will just say, do it. And I did it. I'm hoping they'll pay me, and they don't pay. That's the last time. I had someone like that. That's the last time. And so that taught me a lesson. Please, for great fashionistas, please don't let's just be wasting our strength, our life. If people are really ready for your services, they should pay for it. At least 50% deposit. So that will cover all your other costs, cost of the materials you use in making the garments. But to be candid with you, I advise 70% upfront before you start the work of any client. You know why? This will help the customer or the client to be serious at collecting their clothes from you when you're done and not turning you to a jumping ground for their clothes. Yes, that's what we do at Central Fashion. You pay 70% upfront before we start your work. If you don't pay, that means you're not ready for the services because the services are not cheap. I think this goes more to Nigerians because they just go to, people find bespoke tailors and maybe it's just because of the length of their training and their finishing skills. They are not well trained. They just really, that's why you see people taking ridiculous amounts. I just say, for crying out loud, at tailors, like, I don't do that. So by the time we all in the fashion industry, we beam up ourselves to the real light, as in you know your words for what you're doing, and you give good quality services. Your finishing and everything should speak well. Nobody will just be taking you for a ride. I think that's it. So the capital at your disposal, I think I've been able to do justice to you. But whatever you want to add, just add in the comment section and let me know. If you have enough capital for the ready-to-wear that even when you make the dresses, you pay from everything from the beginning to the end, and you pay your tailors, and the clothes will be hanging there. You might not see the buyers immediately. You sell, but you'd have also factored in the money, the cost of the money, the interest rate and all that things into the cost of the fabric. So that whatever time it takes you to sell them, you'll be able to make a gain. So that's on that second point. So we move to the third point. I actually call it tolerance or endurance. So key in determining the one you are going to go for. Tolerance or endurance. See, if you can't tolerate people, please don't think of bespoke tailoring at all. It's not for you. It's not cut out for you. But if to some extent you can tolerate people, you have an enduring spirit, that when people will tell you, is this, and especially the female clients, they can, we females, we are feminine bodies. You see some basic bodies, they are so funny. And this one, after doing this, they still say, do this, do this, do this. If you don't have tolerance, one day you just say, madam, what is it, sir? You just say that, the madam. So funny. One of these days, I had a client, not really in, I also do some other ready-to-wears, not just I do different ready-to-wears, let me tell you. So if you want, I have Ankaras ready-to-wear, I have Adire's ready-to-wears right now. From all the way from Abeokuta, the real source of Adire. We have the polos, we have the boo-boos, we have different things. So please reach out to us on our WhatsApp line showing below. And still remember, we have Ankaras wholesale, retail, all over the world. We deliver. We have the different grades of Ankara. Please watch the video on that I've made if you don't know the different grades of Ankara. So it's really funny. If you can't tolerate, please don't think of bespoke tailoring at all. It's not for you. But if you have a level of tolerance and you have passion for it and the time, you can go for it. And your money cannot go for ready-to-wear. You can go for it. But if you can't tolerate, you just want people to come and pick it. You don't want to say, change this, then you have answered yourself. The one that is good for you is what's ready to wear. So I'm not going to waste time on that. Then the fourth point is what? Your managerial skill or ability. What are you bringing to the table in all of this? Do you have high emotional intelligence, or is it just the hard skills you have? Some persons just feel it's because I know how to sew, I know how to do this, I'm going to be a very good manager of this. Or you have the soft skills, the emotional intelligence, how to manage your clients, how to manage your workers. This is the real thing there. Let me be honest with you. When you see fashion houses, some fashion houses that will just go down. What's making them go down? Their what? Their staff. You see, one thing I've come to discover is that this fashion, these tailors that are working, that are not designers, they just feel they don't have a mind for tomorrow. All they just feel is, let me work and take my money. They don't even serve. They don't have after sales service, after service service or anything. They are not concerned about, and they are always after getting your clients. So that's how you need real emotional intelligence. You need to read different books. You need to be up to date on what is happening. And you need to really separate between your workstation and your showroom. So key. So key. Your tailors should not have access to your clients. If not, they will just run down your business. This is just a free advice I'm giving to you. You can just comment in the comment section below. Most of us that have had that experience. All they'll be thinking of is how to take down your clients, how to take down your customer, how to run down your business. They don't really think for you. All they want is you pay them, and yet they take your customers at your back. And it's not that they have good customer relative skills, or not that they know how to maintain these clients or these customers. They just want to take them, get the money you're getting, and before you know it, they scatter everything. So you need real managerial skills and ability. If you don't really know how to manage people very well, I don't think you can really handle a bespoke or fashion industry, a bespoke fashion outfit, because it's really demanding. Before you manage your tailors, your workers, then the customers will come with their own. For ready to wear, it's just that you have to manage the tailors. Then most times the customers, the clients, it's not compulsory you have one-on-one managerial skill with them, because you don't have to be adjusting this, adjusting that for them. They just speak, they go, they are okay. You don't really have much challenge with them. But for the bespoke tailoring, you need real people management skill. Yes, you need to know how to manage this set of people, the workers, the tailors, the customers and everything, and yet you know how to separate their functions, and you know how to separate their positions, you know how to separate their roles, you know how to be on top of your game, so that you not just not be bamboo they walk, monkey they shop. I don't so that it will not be like an adage in Africa. Let me speak it the way that they monkey they walk, bamboo they chop. Do you understand? I just want it to be funny, but it's real. It's so that it's not just be as if you're just working for them and they are the ones gaining it. I've done that in the past. I have international tailors. I'll be paying them heavy salaries. My clients will be there. I'll be trying to manage them. They'll be doing anyhow. Bespoke tailoring is really, really all-encompassing. There is money in it, but you have to have real managerial skills before you think of it. If you don't know how to manage people, please don't think of it. So, but for ready to wear, you manage the workers, then you manage your sales points person and every other one. So the last but not the least is what I've told you before. It's pricing. So how do you set your prices for both the bespoke tailoring or the ready to wear? Bespoke tailoring, you have to consider lots of things. You have to consider the time involved, the materials you use. Some persons make some bespoke garments for as low as 5K here in Nigeria. And I wonder the fabric they use. And people that pay even that 5K, they are like the kings. They feel they are paid the best, 5K, because some want to pay 1K. Then I wonder the materials they'll use, because for me to make some garments, I use quality material. Interfacing, lining, on the lining, different materials that I would use. They are quality ones that can even buy the fabrics of some persons. So when I tend to use such materials and I charge the way I charge, and you now come and say I should take this amount. Before I went to an office for a delivery, and you know what? It's a big madam I mentioned. So and I said, when I want to introduce myself to people, I say I'm a fashion instructor and a fashion entrepreneur. They say, don't you just teach, you don't make clothes. I said, I make clothes. And I do that, but I said, but it's with a class. They say, is it that it's not? I say, it's normal. I have a normal price, yes. But let me know, like for how much do you make your dresses? They'll tell me this, that. I say, I'm so sorry, I can't make for you. And that's all. There's nothing bad about it. If you say you make for so, I don't make it. I don't even dare to go into it. I don't do that. I'm not cut out for that. So you need to have your price level. And what determines this price? It's not just that you say you are making for, what is it called? You are making for so amount. You're making your clothes at this high. And they can't see the effects of what they're paying for. No, the finishing has to be top notch. Yes. The finishing has to be top notch. You have to really show them that they are paid for that. Everything, the finishing, the inside must look just like the outside, and the materials you use must be durable. So by the time they've tested you and they see that you're what they're paying for, they'll be coming. So it's not just for you to be servicing all the old Nigeria. It's for you to service these clients that will give you good profits. And so that's it. That will inform the way your prices are. And for the ready-to-wears too, we have some ready-to-wear that they are just shabby finishing, this and that. The time it will take you, I tell people, I explain to them in the fashion industry, we have different cadres, we have different grades. Some persons will finish this clothes I'm wearing under 1 hour, and another person is going to finish it under 12 hours. Okay, how do you pay for their man hours? You can never tell me that that person that finished this top in 1 hour is going to be having the same price like the person that finished this in 12 hours. It's not possible. So it's going to talk about the grades of people that will be buying it, the price, how it's going to be. So that's how it is. You are the one to determine where you are, and let your product justify your price. Don't just give a product that is inferior and you want high price. And don't give high product and you give a slow price. No, stop shebe. You know the meaning of stop shebe? Stop doing that way. Stop spoiling the fashion industry. I see some products, some people's outputs, they are good. And the clients will now tell me, hey, they made it for me 5,000. I say, so sorry. I didn't go to university to come and be doing that. I'm not well ready to come and take all this time to make this type of finishing and give you for 5,000. I don't do it. Not knowing that those people that did those perfect finishing for them with low price, they just did it to catch their attention. The next time, they will not be able to cope with it. They will just go away with their fabric or start giving them nonsense finishing. They can't maintain what they started with. No. If you have a brand image you're protecting, please let people know you for what you give. The quality of your service, the quality of your output, and let them know your price range. So that when my husband would say, when you want to consider centrism of fashion, just think of occasions, because that's what it's good for African. Because most people in Africa, they don't like to spend money on maybe clothes they wear just regularly. But when they want to go for occasions, maybe big occasions, so you can think of us. Yes, we'll do it for you. We'll take our time. We'll tailor it to fit you well. And so when they know that that is what we are meant for, they'll go. But when they want to do pass me a Ajeku clothes, do you know the meaning of pass me a Ajeku? Empty. Don't call me for that. Don't call me for that. Don't call me for that. So I think with these few points of mine, these 5 points today, by the time as we're ending right now, you can actually determine or decide which will be more preferable for you, and you can just combine both, like we do here at Central Zone of Fashion. You know, we have workers, we have people working for us, so we decide anyone you come for. We even make for startup, what's it called? We make for different fashion houses. So if you're starting up with your ready-to-wears, we can help you anywhere you are. We can make them for you here in Nigeria and send them to you anywhere you are in the world. And it depends on the grade of ready-to-wear you want to operate. We do different things. I've told you we operate on Adire. You see some of them. Adire. We have Ankaras for sale. Then we can make ready-to-wears for you with those Ankaras. Whatever you want, just reach out to us. Feel free to reach out to us on our WhatsApp line showing below. So at Settle Home of Fashion, we operate both bespoke tailoring and ready-to-wear. So if you're graced to combine both, it's good. But if you're not graced, I think if you carefully consider these points that we've discussed today, you can know the one that is actually good for you. And if there are things that you want me to know about, or you feel like I should have said in the course of this discussion, I have not said based on your own experiences, I've spoken of my own wealth of experiences. So please, let's know and let's keep the discussion rolling. Don't forget to follow us on our social media and I love you. Catch you. Love you. Bye bye. I remain Jaketu and etc. Catch you. Bye bye. Yeah.